Well, Monday Night Raw wasn't that bad tonight. Um, um, but but I didn't like the. But I didn't like the. But I feel like. Well, let me get to it. The name of my topic tonight is called Bedlam, Brutality, and Barbaric in Boston. With 3 weeks to go until WrestleMania 42 Vegas. 3 weeks to go until WrestleMania 42 Vegas. Is it? 3 weeks to go until WrestleMania Vegas. Is it shaping up to be more even exciting? So much I'm going to say. Let's get show. Start with the show. Then WWE, then now forever together. Hope, maybe not dead. Dead, it might be not dead. The WWE listens to the show. The drone flies us over to the city of Boston. Dirty Dum Dum is shown entering the building alongside Liv Morgan and the rest of the Judgment Day. Bailey and Lyra Valkyrie are shown talking. They'll face the Kabuki Warriors. World Tag Team Champions the Usos are shown arriving. Siobhan Evans is shown entering. He'll face Grayson Waller. Evans greets Ice Show Speed. Tonight, World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk and Roman Reigns will be under one roof. We are we are 20 nights, 6 nights away from WrestleMania 42, Vegas. Legion Stadium in Las Vegas is shown. Video: WWE put together a great video package to put over Old Family attacking Brock Lesnar, answering his open challenge for WrestleMania last week on Raw. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman addressed Oba Femi. Brock Lesnar hits to a huge ovation. The Beast Incarnate comes out alongside Paul Heyman. Lesnar is wearing a cowboy hat and a t-shirt that says FA F5. Heyman greets the crowd and says he swears as the advocate and the only being on the planet to hold the NCAA, UFC, and WWE Heavyweight Championships, main event WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar. Crowd chanting Oba. Lesnar looks furious. Heyman warns the crowd that they are pissing Brock Lesnar off. The reason they are doing that is that they need to be honest about what happened last week. Last week, Brock Lesnar laid to waste maybe 20 masked men throwing them everywhere, and they got distracted by um, cellmate Rollins. That's when the overhyped by the WWE that overlooks his gag reflex came down to the advantage of the fact that Lesnar was in 20 fights and was distracted by Rollins. Heyman says he's talking about Oba Femi. The saddest part of all, how many times have we heard that same narrative coming out of WWE, the WWE hype machine? When Brock Lesnar conquered the Undertaker streak, did he get revenge? No. Then came all the people who were supposed to be the ones to beat the one 21-1. It wasn't Goldberg, Braun Strowman, Dean Ambrose, Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, or John Cena. It won't be Old Femi. And guys, WrestleMania moment putting a foot on Lesnar's chest pointing to the sign. That is WrestleMania moment. Old Femi will be victimized and conquered by Brock Lesnar. Lights go out and Old Femi's music hits. Old Femi saunters down to the ring with a big ovation. Femi stands in the ring across from Lesnar. And Lesnar kicks him and lifts him up, listen for an F5. Femi slides off and clotheslines the Beast over the top rope. Lesnar is stunned at ringside as Heyman. Heyman pleased with Lesnar to walk it off go back to the back. Lesnar shouts that Old Femi isn't that lucky. Lesnar smiles. He goes back into the ramp. Old Femi poses in the ring. Dirty Dum Dum says this match shouldn't be happening. It's all Finn Balor's fault that he lost the Intercontinental Championship. Balor got what he deserved. Now you can focus on Penta. Mysterio says he's a king of luchadors. Penta, please, Dum Dum. Let me tell you this, Dum Dum. You didn't deserve to have that Intercontinental Championship in the first place. Your arrogance. Why don't you look in the mirror? Penta will defend his Intercontinental Championship against Dirty Dum Dum later tonight. Arena Concourse. World Tag Team Champions the Usos make their entrance. Commercial break. Footage phone of Logan Paul getting into it with NFL legend Tom Brady at a football field over the game weekend. Please, I hope there somehow WWE is gonna make this a little match at WrestleMania 42. Logan Paul versus Tom Brady. I hope this is going. I hope this is going. I think they're trying to copy off. They're trying to go back to that period with in WrestleMania 11, back in 1995, with between a match with another fellow NFL legend Lawrence Taylor against the late Bam Bam Bigelow. Yeah, I know a friend of mine from Pittsburgh might agree. World Tag Team Champion the Usos, main event Jey Uso and Jimmy. Champions. Division, Logan Paul and Austin Theory. Sean Bennett, Jey Uso and Austin Theory start the match. Theory gains the advantage early and tags Logan Paul in. Theory takes Jimmy out of the ringside and in the ring. Paul takes it to Jey. Division has the advantage. During commercial break. Back from the commercial break, Jimmy Uso wipes out Logan Paul with Step Up Enziguri. Michael Cole pays tribute to the late Dennis Condrey. God rest his soul. Too many people dying today. Chuck Norris. And we already lost another one. Some of you may know her as Miss Tessmacher from the Superman movies. Valerie Perrine. At the age of 82. Very sad. Jey and Theory tag in. Jey hits a pair of clotheslines and punches away at him with some theatrics. Jey pushes him into the corner and Theory rips the turnbuckle pad off. Theory throws it at him and goes for a rolling thunder attack. Jey catches him, but Theory takes him down for a 2 count. Jey ducks a clothesline and hits a spar. Jey goes on the top rope. What's the top rope? Paul crotches him up there. Jey grabs Paul, but Paul grabs him into the ring post. Paul takes out Brass Knuckles. But LA Knight's music hits. Bam. Knight attacks Paul from behind, sending him into the ring post. Knight slides and Knuckles into the ring. Jey puts the Knuckles on, but the referee is watching him. Jey knocks Theory out, and the referee not calls for the bell. Wins by DQ Division. The Usos retain their World Tag Team Championship. Jey runs back and knocks Paul out with Brass Knuckles. The Usos are no saints. What we've seen tonight. Let me finish up. Video last week on Raw, Roman Reigns called CM Punk old, prompting the World Heavyweight Champion punch him in the face. CM Punk and Roman Reigns will be under one roof later tonight. Backstage segment, the dejected Becky Lynch is walking backstage. We hear from her next. There we go to commercial break. Becky, Seth Rollins' cunt wife, comes out dressed as AJ Lee. And we all know last week AJ Lee defeated Bayley via submission to retain the Women's Intercontinental Championship. After the match, Becky Lynch officially attacked her. Becky Lynch, man whore Becky Lynch heads to the ring. Lynch can't believe they boo her and cheer someone who abandoned them for a decade. And she gets taking breaks. Lynch took 10 months off, not 10 years. She did it because people got sick of her succeed. She went home to her family and people who appreciate her, like her daughter and husband. Lynch came back and turned the title into the most important title of all wrestling. She's damn proud of that title and what it represents. Lynch made that title. Now she has to watch AJ Lee prances around like she deserved the title after it was robbed of her at Elimination Chamber. Why? She tried to go home to her sanctuary and be with the people she loved. When she went home, her daughter was singing the Light Up song, skipping around the whorehouse, flicking her hair like that Jersey skunk. It was like her daughter didn't realize her mom is the greatest of all time, according to Sports Illustrated in the Bleacher Report. AJ Lee's claim to fame that she is the Master Divas era. Lynch murdered the Divas era and ripped the butterfly wings off. Women's Intercontinental Champion AJ Lee charges down to the ring. Lynch gets out of the ring and escapes through the crowd. Lee is not happy. Lee stands on the commentary table and says Lynch likes to fight dirty. Maybe she has to embarrass her one more time and tap her ass out on the biggest stage of them all. Lee says Lynch wins. She'll show her why she's the best of her generation. Lynch's. Maybe next, she's your favorite wrestler's wrestler. Favorite wrestler, and Lynch's daughter's favorite wrestler. Lynch will give Lynch what she wants, a WrestleMania rematch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lynch says she skipped right her into her trap. She has no idea what she's in for. She can shine Monday or on Friday or any week. WrestleMania is Lynch's domain. That's where she's the man. Or should I say man whore. Lynch remembers that last time Lee fought at WrestleMania. The next day, she handed her in her resignation. We didn't hear from her for a decade. At WrestleMania Vegas, when Lynch takes her title back, she'll save Lee the trouble. Lynch will end her and will never hear from her again. Welcome to the big time. Don't worry, Becky. I'm gonna get to you a little bit later. Okay, it's 12:02 in the a.m. right now. I mean, I should have started this at around 10 something. Backstage saying the World Tag Team Champions, the Usos, are walking backstage with LA Knight. Knight says Jey Uso is starting to act like Roman Reigns. Jey takes exception to that. Jimmy calms his brother down. Jimmy warns Knight to mind his words and when he speaks about their family. Backstage segment. Javon Evans is warming up backstage. He'll face Grayson Waller next. Commercial break. Boston Celtics guard Derek White is at ringside with Coach Dom Mazzulla. We get a huge ovation. Grayson Waller with Kofi Kingston versus Javon Evans. Referee Jessica Carr. They lock up and Waller applies a side headlock. Evans whips him off, but Evans shoulder tackles him. Waller hits the rope, so Evans drops him down and leapfrogs him. Waller does the same. Evans backflips away from him and drop kicks him down. Evans bounces around the ring with a springboard hurricanrana. Evans with a huge suicide dive and nearly spikes himself onto his head. Whoa. Evans puts Waller in the ring and goes to the top rope for a cross body block. 1-2. Waller kicks out. Waller leads him in the midsection and throws him out of the ring. Waller distracts the referee. But the Kofi Kingston won't attack Evans. Waller isn't happy and asks if he's going to help. Evans wipes him out and with a dive onto the outside and jumps on commentary. Evans is fired up. Commercial break. Back from the break, Waller boots Evans' face. Evans responds with a super kick. Evans punches away at Waller and kicks him in the spine. Evans hits a springboard clothesline and gets to his feet. Evans hits the red dot for a near fall. Waller rocks Evans' forearm. Evans fires back with some kicks and he hits the ropes, but Waller knees him in the face. Evans hits the ropes, but Waller punches him down. Waller sends him into the ropes, and Evans slips, attempting something, but he saves himself and hits a German suplex. Evans leaps over Waller and kicks him in the face as he slides back into the ring. Evans knees him in the face and heads to the top rope, but Waller crouches him up there. Waller flips him over with an unprettier for a 2 count. Waller sends Evans into the ring post. Waller heads to the top rope, but Evans attacks him. Evans climbs to the second rope and punches away at him. Evans leaps to the top rope, hits a standing top rope super hurricane and heads to the top back to the rope for an OG cutter for a win. Wow. Winner by pinfall, Javon Evans. Backstage segment. Raw Journal GM Adam Pearce is outside the trainer's room. Paul Heyman walks up. Heyman walks Pearce to schedule a match with the Usos defending the World Tag Team Championship against Division in MSG in Madison Square in a street fight. Pearce says he's giving him something to consider. Heyman starts to shout but calms himself down. Heyman goes to leave, but Pearce stops him. Pearce tells him to go to the ring because he made time for him to address Seth Rollins. Heyman doesn't want to, but Pearce makes him. The WWE Hall of Fame is coming on WrestleMania weekend. Paul Heyman addresses Seth's cellmate Rollins, which I'm going to get to later. Paul Heyman is in the ring looking dejected. Heyman says he's having a bad night and is not happy about being relegated to a crucial appearance in Boston, Massachusetts. He's having a bad night because there's no one left to hide behind. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker will not be back anytime soon. Brock Lesnar was so pissed that he left the arena. Logan Paul and Austin Theory are health conscious. That leaves him. Heyman is a stalker, a JX. He fancies himself as a visionary, and his name is Seth Cellmate Rollins. Despite the character he portrays on TV, here's a newsflash. He's a man who's been pushed too far. Rollins feels the same way. WWE isn't big enough for the two of them. That's not a challenge for WrestleMania or tonight. Heyman wouldn't stand a chance, but what other choice does he have? Maybe it's time Seth Rollins came down to here and put him out of his misery. Maybe it's time to do this right here, right now. Heyman looks around. Heyman says he's afraid of circumstances like this. But a man has to do what a man has to do. The masked man appears at the ringside and Heyman stands at ringside, holds his arm out. Heyman gets on the commentary table. Heyman doesn't notice him. Heyman is waiting. Seth Rollins takes his mask off and the police show up, stop him from getting in the ring. Heyman smiles. Rollins smiles back. Heyman says Manning and his family are snitches who file restraining orders and lawsuits. Rollins violated a restraining order to go out and he will go to jail. As a criminal, he will be divorced by his wife and married off to the half of the locker room. Oh, and then his daughter will be put in child protective services, but Heyman will adopt her. Yeah. Yeah. How you like that? I bet you Becky's hearing about this. Yeah. Rollins has heard enough and escapes to the police and running down to the ring. Yeah. How you like that? I bet you Becky. I bet you that. Seth. I bet your little sleazy whore, your wife is hearing that. Heyman throws the microphone at him, but Rollins gets up and forearms in the face. Police drag Rollins away as Heyman smiles evilly in the ring. Now back to Becky Lynch. As I was saying, let's see if Becky likes this little thing, Leap Lane style poem I just made up. Let's see if Becky likes this. Let's see. How about this? This little Leaping Lenny Poffo style poem I made up. Yeah, Paul. Yeah. What? Seth shouldn't. By the way, Seth shouldn't be upset because he. Well, about when he. Because I don't know why. Why is about what about Paul Heyman's comments? What about when he went after Edge? When he went after Edge's apart Edge attacked Edge's house, Adam Copeland's house, Beth Phoenix's house. Let's see if Becky Lynch likes this little poem I made up, this little Leaping Lane Poffo style I made up. Let's see. Let's see if she likes this. Becky Lynch. Wait, hold on. Wait. Let's see if she likes this. I know she's watching. Yeah, yeah. Let's see how she likes this. Yeah, let's see if Becky likes this. Let me try and figure out this poem, this little Leaping Lenny Poffo style poem I made up. Let's see if she likes this. About his trash. Let's see if Seth liked this about a man that's made about his trashy wife, Becky Lynch, the man whore. Becky Lynch shouldn't be called Big Time Bex. It should be called Big Time Jackass because AJ Lee beat her fair and square, and her husband Seth is a joke. She should know that Ireland doesn't have the best athletes, and she's useless like the rest of the folk. Her husband Seth is a man with no balls, and you call yourself the man, right? Yeah, the man with ovaries. He just got arrested tonight by the Boston Police Department. Boston's hometown hero, John Cena, knows that his mother is so stupid, she's a happily married woman, and she commits adultery by having sexual intercourse with a lesbian at an apartment. Go shopping with your little girl and get some groceries, and buy your little girl some Play-Doh. Meet your husband's enemy, Y2J Chris Jericho, when you see him, and let him know what you are, what he called Triple H's wife Stephanie McMahon back in the Attitude Era. A dirty, a filthy, dirty, disgusting, bottom-feeding trash bag hoe. Yeah, how you like that, Becky? No way you're gonna get that Intercontinental title off of her because she beat you fair. Because you can't stand how handle how good you don't know how you're because of your arrogance. Tag Team Champion the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie. Referees Danilo Fibio. Bayley would start against Asuka. Kairi Sane distracts Bayley, and Asuka takes Bayley down. Asuka sends Bayley into the ropes, but Bayley holds on and knocks her back. Lyra Valkyrie tags in and strikes away at Asuka. Bayley tags back in and hits a running elbow, followed by a sliding clothesline for a 2 count. But by the way, I know Booker T might tell me, probably might defend Seth Rollins, and Becky saying, might tell me you not to say that. By the way, let me finish up. Yeah, running elbow followed by a sliding clothesline for a 2 count. Zayn pulls Asuka out of the ring and checks on her. They avoid a sliding dropkick from Bayley. Asuka knees Bayley in the face. Valkyrie comes over, but Zayn hits a stiff backhand. The Kabuki Warriors double team Bayley in the ring with big strikes before opposing in the ring. Back from the break, commercial break. Back from the break, Valkyrie starts to take it to the Kabuki Warriors, hitting them with a diving crossbody block. Valkyrie crushes Zayn with a sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. Zayn gets out of a suplex attempt. Valkyrie ducks a backhand, goes for a suplex, but Zayn counters into a DDT. Zayn boots Valkyrie back, and Asuka blind tags in. Asuka hits a code breaker followed by an attack from Zayn for a 2 count. Valkyrie sends Valkyrie to the corner, but Valkyrie backflips over and hits a heel kick. Bayley tags in and goes to the second rope. Valkyrie hits Asuka with a fisherman's buster, followed by a diving elbow drop for Bayley for a near fall. Bayley isn't happy. Asuka hits Bayley with a German suplex as Valkyrie tags in. Valkyrie knocks Zayn off the apron, but Asuka stuns her with a strike. Asuka puts Valkyrie in a tree of woe and tags Zayn in. Zayn hits a double stomp. 1-2, Bayley breaks it up. Asuka wipes Bayley out with a kick and knocking her out of the ring. Bayley hits Asuka with Bayley to belly on the commentary table. Bayley climbs to the second commentary table and goes for a diving elbow, but Asuka moves. Valkyrie takes the Warriors with a wrecking ball drop kick. Valkyrie grabs Zayn with it, hits a Nightwing for the win. Wins by pinfall on Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie. Jackie Redmond gets in the ring and congratulates Bayley and Valkyrie on beating Kabuki Warriors. Are they feeling pressure to get to WrestleMania? Bayley says they are feeling good. Valkyrie says Nia and Lash Legend had their names on their mouths. Bayley says they'll be the world's famous arena next week. Crowd boos. Bayley asks them to cheer for Bayley and Valkyrie to win. That gets a tepid response. I think they might fail at WrestleMania. I bet you Bayley might turn heel. She might put the blame on Lyra Valkyrie because of their jealousy of Lyra. Video: Tristan Stratton puts over NXT backstage segment. Intercontinental champion Penta is wearing backstage and teaches Ice Speed to a strut. Dragon Lee walks up and greets him before thanking Penta for the match. Yep, it's next. It's next. Yeah, yeah. Commercial break. Backstage segment, Raw GM Adam Pearce greets Ice Speed. Danhausen walks up to a nice reception and wants the password to Ice Speed's account to create a show called Ice Speed House. Raw General GM Adam Pearce greets Ice Show Speed. Danhausen walks up to a nice reception and wants the password to Ice Show Speed's account to create a show called Ice Speed Show Speed Housing. Ice Show Speed declines so he gets cursed. Ice Show Speed is flabbergasted. Very flabbergasted. Last week on SmackDown, Randy Orton addressed his attack on the undisputed World Wrestling Entertainment Champion Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes will be on the Pat McAfee show this Wednesday. Backstage segment: Asuka is furious with Kairi Sane, blames her for the loss. Asuka tells her to make it up to her. Zayn looks devastated and Asuka walks off. Io Sky walks up and says they have their ups and downs, but Zayn deserves better than this. As you're talking about how she had a way Asuka treats Kairi. Asuka screams Kairi. Zayn sadly goes after her. Raquel comes up and isn't happy that Sky got involved in a match last week. Sky says she interfered again, and if she got a chance, Rodriguez challenges her to a match next week on Raw. Sky accepts. Dirty Dum Dum, Liv Morgan make their entrance. Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquero attacks Morgan from behind and punches away at her. Mysterio pulls Vaquero off. She forearms him in the face. Referees run out and try to help, but Morgan fights back and attacks Vaquero. who crawled back into the gorilla position, but Victoria slams her into the floor. Morgan manages to get away, and referees finally restore order. Commercial break. Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dum Dum and JD McDonough versus Penta. Penta defends his title. As Alicia Face goes to the ring to do ring introductions, Mysterio attacks him from behind. Eddie Ringo backs him up and calls for the bell. Mysterio continues to attack Penta. Penta fires back with a strike and a backbreaker. Penta knocks him into the corner and hits a headstand slingshot back corner to dropkick. Mysterio knocks Penta out of the ring and hits a suicide dive into a DDT on the floor. Mysterio took a book rough of landing. Yeah, Mysterio knocks Penta out of the ring, hits a suicide DDT on the floor, and knocks and Mysterio took a bit of a rough landing. Then go to commercial break. Back from break, Mysterio versus whip into the ropes, but Penta fights back. Penta hits a reverse sling blade, and Mysterio rolls out of the ring. Penta hits a top call on Helio. Penta sends Mysterio back into the ring and goes to the top rope for a diving crossbody block. Penta blocks a kick and hits a fisherman's buster for a 2 count. Penta grabs him, but Mysterio gets out. Penta soon hits a Penta driver for a near fall. Penta goes for a mix and destroy, but Mysterio counters with a Nishiko driver for a 2 count. Penta, yeah, winning by pinfall and still Intercontinental Champion. Penta, good. Yeah, and Balor comes back in the ring, getting his revenge at Mysterio before hitting a sling blade. Balor hits Mysterio with a shotgun dropkick before hitting to the top rope. McDonald pulls Mysterio out of the ring, so Balor hits the ropes and takes him down out with a somersault senton. Balor gets Mysterio in the ring, grabs him by the leg and keep him from escaping. McDonald runs over, but Balor hits a falling elbow drop. Mysterio escapes through the crowd. Balor sizes McDonald up and hits him with a shotgun dropkick. Balor hits the top rope and hits a coup de grace. Balor poses the ring. Mysterio looks worried as she watches from the crowd. Overfemi get the better of the Brock once again early tonight. Next week from Raw from MSG New York City, Brock Lesnar returns Women's Tag Team Championship. Nia Mahal Jack / Legend versus champions Bailey and Lyra Valkyrie. And can't they say this for WrestleMania 42 Vegas? Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez. World Tag Team Championship Usos Champions Division in New York Street Fight. Bayley's gonna turn heel next 1 week from yesterday, Monday. I don't think they can beat them. If Lyra turns heel, I won't blame. If Lyra's be able, if it's already if Lyra turns heel, I won't blame her because Bayley is old news. Gorilla position. World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk is walking in the gorilla position when he spots Jimmy Uso. Uso warns him that his brother is on the warpath. Commercial. World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk heads to the ring with a big ovation. Commercial break. CM Punk addresses Roman Reigns' comments. World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk is in the ring and the crowd is roaring. Punk asks if they heard what Jimmy Uso had said to him before he came out here. Punk was warned to watch what he says because his brother Roman Reigns' cousin, one half of the tag team champions Jey Uso, is on a warpath. Punk supposes he should watch what he says, but the crowd doesn't want that. Punk says Reigns can't do anything without his cousins. Nobody in the entire family can do anything by themselves. They always need help. Nobody in that family can be the World Heavyweight Champion of the world. Punk shook them. Punk has them so shook that Reigns gave them Samoans permission to come after him. Zero Samoans have tried him since. Punk says this is the shit talk business. They should try to say and do things to sell each other to sell a big fight. That's Punk's job. Being in a badass blue collar city like Boston has Punk tired of talking. Sticks and stones are empty words. Punk said, Reigns did say one thing about last week that pissed him off. Reigns called him old. Not what he said. It's who said it. Punk stands in the ring and says his young boy does not get to disrespect him and call him old. Punk asks Boston if he's old. The crowd shouts, let's start a yes chant. Punk says if he wasn't, they know he's lying. He is old, but is not ashamed of it. Hell no. If he were ashamed, he'd be covering up gray whiskers just for men, like Roman Reigns does. Punk is proud of what he's done at his age. He's middle-aged and crazy like Terry Funk. He's the same age as Nolan Ryan when he beat Robin Ventura's ass on the mound and threw no hitters. Punk says he's Mr. Game 7. The older he gets, the more pressure he feels, the better he becomes. Age is just a number. Ask him how he feels. Punk is getting old, but he doesn't make people acknowledge him. Punk feels great. Punk feels like the best in the world. Punk asks the question, is it great to be alive on a Monday night in Boston or what? Reigns is underestimating him. Last week, this old man dropped on him on a mat with one punch. At WrestleMania, this old man tied him up at WrestleMania at the 20-minute mark. When all the oil and jizz tries up, he'll jack him with a GTS. The old man will beat him. Someone who didn't underestimate him and still got a job done was Gunther. Jay couldn't get the job done. If he has to fight all Samoans, he'll start with Jay. He's going to yeet him to death. Man and Jey Uso hits the ring. Punk eagerly waits Uso getting in the ring. Uso is fired up and paces in the ring. Uso says Punk is old and has to hit too many times because he is out here running his mouth about his family. Punk is running his mouth about Uso. They can do it right now. Uso running back on his old ass. Punk says he is a fighting champion. Jimmy Uso comes down to the ring. Jimmy tells Jay that he understands how he's feeling. When he gets emotional, he doesn't think because of that they get disqualified and have their titles on the line next week. They need to leave Punk and the OTC. Jay says Punk is under everything to do. Punk is talking shit about their family. Jay wonders where Roman Reigns is. But he's here, let's do this. Roman Reigns makes his way to the ring. The crowd chants O2C. Reigns stares at Punk before looking over at his cousins. Punk stares back at Reigns with a smirk on his face. The crowd loudly is buzzing and singing Reigns' name. Reigns says the last time he checked, the Usos already had a tag team match. Jimmy says, that's right. Reigns says if it's done. Jimmy says Reigns says he'll say this respectfully as he can. Get your brother and leave my ring. Punk tells them to stay since Reigns needs the help. Jay is hurrying up at charges, but Punk smashes him in the face with a microphone. Jamie grabs Punk and Reigns hits Punk with a Superman punch. Raw GM Aaron Pierce and WWE officials run down to restore the order. Jay screams at Reigns to do what he has to do. Jay tells Reigns to smash Punk. Reigns gets in the ring and cuts the World Heavyweight Champion with a spear. Reigns kicks Punk out of the ring and drives him into the ring post head first. Reigns drives him into the post again. Punk is out. Punk grabs Punk and gives a power bomb through the commentary table. Reigns is fired up and talks trash to Punk. Reigns walks off the crowd, chants one more time. Punk is rolling in the wreckage of the table and laughing. Reigns is irate. He heads to the back. Punk laughs and says he's not the one who needs help. Very bad show. Very not bad show last night. I hope to pray to God did not. Hope they. Let's see if they can keep this up. I hope that they not drop that title. They don't have CM Punk drop the title. Roman Reigns. Pray to God that they don't. Yeah, now let's go to some history and birthdays. Let's go to Saturday. Last Saturday, March the 21st. Okay, 1 year ago, March 21st, 2025, was the 1 year anniversary death of artist. No idea who that is. Down on March 21st, 2025, no idea who he is. Kevin Fairline, who had made a WWE appearance facing off against John Cena. He turned 48 last Saturday. Kevin Fairline was like a rapper. I think it was. Grayson Waller turned 36 yesterday, last Saturday. Michael Graves turned 51 last Saturday. Chris Candido would have been 54 last Saturday. And Chris Candido would have been 54. He died on April 28, 2005, with blood clot. Um, son, Tammy Lynn Stitch's husband. Let's see. March 21st, 1986 on WWE Primetime Wrestling. When Tuesday night, Friday Night Titans. Okay, Vince McMahon, Lord Alfred Hayes opened the show. Jimmy Hart, Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, Terry Funk, Haas joined FNT set. Terry and Haas Funk versus show little highlight match. Terry Funk and Haas Funk, the Funk Boys against the Junkyard Dog and Frank Marconi. Tito Santana joins the TNT set, FNT set. Terry Funk versus JYD. Smoking Joe Frazier joins the FNT set. Roddy Piper interviewed. MC interview with Jake the Snake Roberts, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Big John Studd highlight to WrestleMania 2. Police Academy 3 Back in Training was released in theaters. Third installment of Police Academy film starring Steve Guttenberg and Bubba Smith and Bobcat Goldthwait. Have all of them on DVD. Rad starring Lori Loughlin, Talia Shire was released in theaters. Lori Loughlin from Full House and Talia Shire from the Rocky movies was released in theaters. Same day. And Goldbot's Battle of the Rock Lords was released in theaters, a little anime movie featuring voices of Margot Kidder, Roddy McDowell, Telly Savalas, Michael Nouri, Lou Richards, Frank Welker, and B.J. Ward. Just Between Friends starring Sam Worthington, Ted Danson, and Mary Tyler Moore and Christine Lyle was released in theaters. Now let's see, March 21st. Anything other stuff from March 21st? Kevin Owens defeated AJ Styles, Big E defeated Rusev, Chris Jericho defeated Fandango, Stardust versus Sin Cara versus Zack Ryder in a no contest and Intercontinental Title No. 1 Contendership triple threat match. Charlotte with Ric Flair defeated Natalya. Bubba Ray Dudley with Devon defeated R-Truth. Braun Strowman defeated with Bray Wyatt, and Luke Harper and Eric Rowan defeated Dean Ambrose by DQ. It's happened at WrestleMania. Then Roman Reigns confronted Stephanie McMahon. Then Big Show declared for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 32. And then we see Roman Reigns attacked by Triple H in the parking lot as he's about to leave. See a segment. Mr. Man put the Undertaker's legacy on the line at WrestleMania 32. He had a streak. He had a streak. He was streak. Yeah, his streak was he was 21-1. He was 22. He was 22. Yeah, WrestleMania. Yeah, he was. His streak was 20. This time here he was 22, 21. He was 22 and 1 at WrestleMania. Yeah, it was 22 and 1 at WrestleMania. He was 22 and 1 at WrestleMania. He was 21 and 1 this time. But Vince McMahon believes it will be if Shane McMahon can break Undertaker's streak and make it 22 and 2. Or 21 and 2. Yeah. Stipulation was if he can beat the Undertaker, he will be in charge of control of WWE. That was the worst booking he ever did. I don't know why he had to do that to his son Shane. Then now March the 22nd, it's last Sunday. Rhea Priestley, English, British pro wrestler, she turned 30 last Sunday. Last Sunday. William Shatner turned William Shatner made a WWE appearance. He turned 95. He turned 95 last Saturday. Ray Gordy, son of late Terry Gordy, he turned 47. Let's see. A couple of movies released in theaters on March the 22nd, 1996. Wait, hold on, wait, hold on. A little wrestling. Championship Wrestling. Hosted by Mr. Man Bruno Sammartino. T.O. Santana and Junkyard Dog defeated Joe Martello and Johnny K9. Jake the Snot Brothers defeated Jim Young. Ricky Dragon Steamboat and King Tonga defeated Raj Shah and Rusty Brooks. Daryl Dawkins and King Kong Bundy pinned Von Leverdew. Daryl Dawkins was shown by his upcoming appearance at WrestleMania 2. WWE Tag Team Champions Greg Valentine, Bruce Barbaric with John V defeated Ricky Hunter and Jose Luis Rivera. And then on a couple movies released in theaters, 1996, a movie called Race to the Sun was released in theaters starring Halle Berry and Jim Belushi. Love that movie. Watched that movie. Seen that movie since first time I saw the movie was like around 2016. But watched it for the first time. I saw a little bit of it back in like 2006, I think. I believe, yeah. And a movie called Little Indian Big City was released which would later become a remake in 1997 called Jungle to Jungle. Um, Diabolique, starring Sharon Stone, Isabel Adjani, and Travis Palminteri, was released in theaters. Um, Supporting cast in the movie included Kathy Bates, who was in that movie. Flirting with Disaster, starring Ben Stiller, Patricia Terry Leone, and Mary Tyler Moore, and was released in theaters. Girl 6, starring Teresa Randall, Isaiah Washington, Spike Lee, and Jennifer Lewis, was released in theaters. It's My Party, starring Gregory Harrison, Olivia Newton-John, Eric Roberts, Margaret Cho, was released in theaters. Jack and Sarah was released in theaters, starring Richard E. Grant and Samantha Mathis, and Judi Dench and Ian McKellen, was released. And what else? Then on March the 21st, on 2016, on Impact Wrestling. And it's March the 22nd. Beard Money Incorporated defeated Bromans, Impact Wrestling, to retain the TNA World Tag Team Championship. Eddie Edwards defeated Crazy Steve in a street fight. Jay defeated Mighty Bell and Rebel in TNA Women's Knockout Title No. 1 Contenders 3-way match. Jeff Hardy defeated Bram Young, Ethan Carter III, Lashley, Matt Hardy, Matt Bennett, Rockstar Spud, and Tyrus in the TNA World Title No. 1 Contendership Gauntlet Battle Royal. Then on Total Divas, the episode was called "Problem with Truth," air featuring Brie Bella and Ryan Dawson on a spiritual retreat. Even reaffirmed Mandy Rose she wasn't ready for a tag team. Now let's go to March the 23rd. Yesterday. Kevin Northcutt turned 53 yesterday. Balon the third. Toro Diaz Mendoza. Randall's ring. Balon the third. Would have been would have been 74 yesterday. Would have been 74 yesterday. He died on August 21st, 2018 of cerebral infarction. See on WWE WCW Pro. WCW TV champion Lex Luger defeated Joey Maggs. Ice Train defeated The Gambler. Macho Man Randy defeated Karuzawa. U.S. champion Conan defeated Chris Kanyon. And Hulk Hogan defeated Meng by disqualification. Goldust with Marlena defeated Alex Petro to retain the Intercontinental title. Ahmed John's WWE Superstars. And Corporate Chris Texas Highland to WrestleMania 12. Goldust with Marlena defeated Alex Petro to retain the Intercontinental title. Ahmed Johnson defeated Jeff Bradley. Jerry the King Lawler defeated Al Jackson. The Biden Skip and Zip with Sonny defeated Savio Vega and Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Ted DiBiase in the World Tag Team Champion semi-final match. Stone Cold refused to be his tag team partner because it makes no sense. Be Savage statement. I mean, he's a Stone Cold was a heel and Savage was a babyface. Then on WCW Saturday night, night before Uncensored. World Tag Team TV Champion Lex Luger defeated Brad Armstrong. Lower Steven Rugen defeated The Gambler. Arn Anderson and Kevin Sullivan defeated Julio Santos, an unknown wrestler. WWE World Champion Ric Flair defeated Sergeant Craig Pittman. Colonel Tom Parker defeated Tammy Bombs. Ed Girl defeated Steve Dahl. The Steiner Brothers defeated Chris King and Mike Winter. World Tag Team Champion Sting defeated Bobby Eaton. Public Enemy defeated Road Warriors by DQ. Then on 2016 on NXT, Jared Gungan defeated Larry Simpson. Finn Balor defeated Rick Swan. Alexa Bliss with Blake and Murphy defeated Sarah Dobson. Oscar defeated Emma with Dana Brooke. And by the way, yesterday was a happy 61st birthday to Richard Grieco, actor Richard Grieco, my favorite actor. Yesterday. So that'll do for my review. And everything covered. So I hope I have a good morning. It's midnight. I'm out here. Peace. Follow me anytime it's late change. So I'll say I'll just check her dance like learn she dance like James Brown. Like to get in that hot tub when we sweat. I mean dry when we wet. Referring to A. Murphy doing impression of James Brown on Saturday Night Live. Never grew up in his group 9 stars of Rio and Soul School Saturday Night Live runs low. So I hope I have a good night. I'm out here. Peace. Have a good morning. It's midnight. I'm out here. Peace.